It's the dawn of a new era in the North Coast section, and time to write another chapter of Valley Christian Viking football on a brand new network, but still your home for high school sports, CIFNorthcoast.tv, part of the PlayOn Sports Network. Tonight, it's the fourth weekend of the Tri-County Athletic League Rock Division season, as the St. Patrick St. Vincent Bruins host the visiting Vikings from Dante McNanny Field in Vallejo. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Stephen Davies with a welcome, and it's my pleasure to be joined once again by our analyst, Harold Mills, our videographer, James Davies, and tonight's producer, Omar Lewis. Once again, you are tuned to CIFNorthcoast.tv, part of the PlayOn Sports Network. The Vikings have lost 2 straight games for the first time since they were defeated by Berean Christian and Salesian in October of 2011. And Valley Christian will look to make amends for a heartbreaking 35-28 loss to St. Mary's at Thomas M. Brady Field last Saturday afternoon. CIFNorthcoast.tv player of the game, Kevin Flammer, shredded the Viking secondary as the Panthers put on an aerial display, going 18 of 35 for 376 yards, 5 touchdowns, and an interception, which is just enough for the Panthers as the Vikings made defensive adjustments at the half to shut down the Panther offense, and the defense just held on as quarterback Vince Volpatti couldn't pick out tight end Damari Blackwell with a pass in the corner of the end zone on 4th down to preserve the victory. Star senior running back A.J. Harris and Howard Weichel had fine games on the ground, accounting for 3 touchdowns and 220 of Valley Christian's 292 rushing yards. Volpatti looked much more comfortable at the helm of the offense following the season-ending thumb injury sustained by Theman Taylor III. And Coach John Perella will be anxious to right the ship tonight and pick up their first victory in Rock Division play. He's also looking for his first victory against the Bruins, who defeated the Vikings 49-37 in the second game of the 2010 season. The Bruins are in a rebuilding mode, both on the field and with the coaching staff. New head coach Chris Sabone takes over the top job for Marlon Blanton, who left the Bruin program after 14 years to become the new head coach at Jesuit. Sabone has replaced the traditional Veer offense with what he terms a fast break offense, and so far the results have been mixed, as the Bruins are just 1-6 on the year so far. However, they've lost a total of 4 games by 6 points or less, including a tough 28-27 loss to Berean back on the 22nd of September, and a 3-0 defeat 2 weeks ago to Pinole. The Bruins lost former star quarterback and linebacker Trent Rojas to graduation, but they return senior running back Eddie Brown, the inspirational leader of this team, the new starting quarterback Christian Bustamante, and junior running back Marcus Villalobos. Salesian defeated St. Patrick St. Vincent 40-0 last Saturday afternoon. Bustamante led all Bruin rushes with 8 carries for 72 yards and was just 1 of 8 for 4 yards and 2 touchdowns through the air. We're going to take a quick break as we go to the national anthem. We'll be right back to start this game in just a moment. And we are back live from Dante McNanny Field here on the campus of St. Patrick St. Vincent here in Vallejo. It's time to bring in Harold Mills. Harold, back-to-back tough defeats for the Vikings. Of course, the blowout loss to El Cerrito, and then the heartbreaker last week against St. Mary's. In your mind, what did Valley Christian learn from those defeats? And what do the Vikings need to do out on the field tonight to get back to winning ways?
Well, they have to get back to their run game. Last week against St. Mary's, they did pretty well in the run game. First half of the game, St. Mary's kind of shut them down in their run game, and they was able to pick it back up towards the second half. Defensively, they was also able to hold St. Mary's to no points at all in the second half, just a little too late within the comeback efforts. But as far as the comeback, Valley Christian tonight just has, definitely, like I said, have to get back to their run game and just have to use this as an opportunity to get a notch, a W in the win column in their conference, in the Rock Conference, and just use those 2 games as a stepping stone to get to where they want to this season.
Ready to go then. The Bruins in the home green uniforms going from left to right. Valley Christian in the road whites going from right to left. Zach Cohn kicks for St. Patrick, St. Vincent. Weichel to field it at the 10, and he's already got a gap to the far side. He goes across the 25. Forced out of bounds just shy of the 30. It'll be 1st and 10, Vikings. So Vince Volpatti came into the game 2 weeks ago against El Cerrito after Thiemann Taylor went out in that first quarter, and has had now a full game's worth of experience under his belt as he leads the Viking offense today. The feature backs, of course, A.J. Harris, wearing number 34, and the aforementioned Howard Weichel, wearing number 39 here for Valley Christian. Tonight formation, tight end set here with Harris blocking in front of Weichel. 1st and 10, Vikings. It's a handoff to Weichel off tackle left side for a gain of about 3 or 4, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
And Howard Weichel there with another tough run. And speaking of tough running, Howard Weichel closing in on 1,000 yards rushing tonight. Only a few yards away. He has 940 yards of rushing on 98 carries and 12 touchdowns. And accompanied by that is also another tough runner for them, A.J. Harris, with 50 carries for 337 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, they certainly are the features of this Viking offense. We'll go with 2 wide receivers set here, 1 to each side. 2nd and 4, Vikings. It's a give up the middle of the field this time to Harris, and that's going to be close to a 1st down.
And that's what you're going to see a lot of today from both sides. St. Patrick, St. Vincent, and Valley Christian are both going to have to run the ball a lot tonight in order to give themselves a chance to win tonight.
You had a chance to chat with Dave Garcia here. He's one of the PA announcers here at St. Patrick, St. Vincent. That carry, by the way, for Harris, good enough for 1st down. So it's 1st and 10, Vikings. We'll get to the point here with Dave Garcia in just a second. 1st and 10, handoff right side to Harris. He spins free of a tackler and dives forward for a couple of tough yards gain. A 2nd down coming up.
And now A.J. Harris, and this is the kind of offense they love running. They love pounding the rock, up, especially in between the tackles and just wearing defenses out.
Yeah, and that's something that we know that coming into the season, Valley Christian in particular, we're very confident about their fitness levels, and especially now as we get to the business end of this season, as we move into late October and into November. It's critical, at least for teams competing this time of year, to be in tip-top shape. 2nd and 6 then, Vikings coming up. Volpatti will roll out right side. Thought about the pitch, keeps it himself. That's a 1st down, cross midfield to the outside, across the 40, down to about the Bruin 36-yard line. Tremendous carry by Vince Volpatti.
And one of the things that the Valley Christian's offense loves to do is run the option with their quarterback. They have 2 running quarterbacks with Thiemann Taylor, and they ran it great with him. And now that he's out, they're able to run it with Vince Volpatti, who's also a great running quarterback and knows how to show the fake real well.
Now a flag on the play, and that will come back. And that's unfortunate for the Vikings because Volpatti had a lot of space off that right side. It's a holding penalty against Valley Christian, so it'll remain 2nd down. The loss of yards on the play will bring up about a 2nd and 14 from the Viking 37-yard line. Cool evening here at Dante Magnani Field. But a perfect night for football. And Volpatti now on the keeper himself. Right side, almost a mirror image of the previous play. Across midfield, across the Bruin 45 to about the 42 of St. Patrick, St. Vincent.
And he actually made his mind up quicker on that one as he didn't draw it out.
Yeah.
He immediately ran to the outside and cut immediately up the field as soon as he saw the hole. Great recognition by him. 1st down, Valley Christian.
It certainly is. That moves the chains. So Valley Christian wastes no time after the penalty. Get the offense moving, and they're into Bruin territory for the first time. From the far side hash mark, 1st and 10, Vikings. Another quick handoff to Harris, right side, bounces off the player. Cross the 40 to about the 36, and a 2nd down on the way.
And runners like Howard Weichel and A.J. Harris, even though you try to go in to tackle them, you're going to pay because they're going to bring it just as hard as you're going to bring it in trying to tackle them.
This time Harris off tackle right side, bouncing off a couple players. And a lot of running room here in the early going. And head coach Chris Serbone, perhaps sensing something in the Viking offense, calls the Bruins over for a timeout. Let's turn it over to Harold Mills for a quick word.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you are enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for the PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SB. P.
Thank you, sir. He's Harold Mills. I'm Stephen Davies. James Davies behind the camera. Omar Lewis behind the controls. 9:34 to go, then first quarter of play from Dante Magnani Field here in Vallejo. And following an outside run by Vince Volpatti on the previous, or handoff, to A.J. Harris on the previous play, the Vikings are looking at about a 2nd and 5 here from the Bruin 37-yard line. As I mentioned before they come out on the field here, we had a chance to chat with Dave Garcia. He's one of the PA announcers here at Dante Magnani Field. And there will be a change in the Bruin offense this year, and this might be a little bit more appropriate when the Bruins have the ball, but it's definitely a change in pace from the Marlon Blanton era running the VR offense. Now it's more Valley Christian-style option-based offense. So 9:34 to go. It's another quick handoff to Harris, and he'll get a little extra push here from his line as he goes across the 35 to about the 33.
Yeah, a great job by his offensive lineman, as you said there before. A.J. Harris up the middle, but given his line, given the extra push, was able to get him a few extra 3 to 4 yards as they had him wrapped up in the backfield.
Yeah, behind Trevor Adams and Greg Baker there. Harris is finding running room at the moment. 3rd down and about 3 to go here for the Vikings. So the first 3rd down of this game. 2 wide receivers set. Another delayed handoff by Volpatti. He gets wrapped up, breaks the tackle across the 30, across the 20, now to the outside. 15, down the sideline and forced out of bounds. High step in there down to about the 10.
Well, the defense of St. Patrick St. Vincent actually had him wrapped up in the backfield as they attempted that option play, but Volpatti was able to keep his feet moving and break 2-3 tackles and get up the field and almost scored there on that play. Great run by him, and also great blocking downfield as the lineman was able to continue to run up the field along with him.
Yeah, he stepped out of bounds right at the 10-yard line, and coast was clear down that far sideline for Volpatti, but he's pushed out of bounds. So 1st and goal Vikings then from the 10. Inside handoff to Harris, breaks a tackle down to about the 6. 2nd down coming up.
Valley Christian running the type of offense they love to run. They love to run the ball, run, and also drain the clock down as they have taken up a good chunk of this first quarter here offensively.
Yeah, they certainly may not be the prettiest offense to watch, but it's certainly effective as the Bruin defense is finding out in his first possession. 8:30 to go then first quarter. Volpatti will receive each side. Fake give to Harris. He'll turn the corner to the right side, and good tackle over there by the Bruin defender. That was trying to see the number of the player there, lowering the shoulder to prevent Volpatti from getting into the end zone. And I believe that was Andrew Suacio, the linebacker there, making a great tackle, but more importantly, a touchdown-saving tackle, and it's 3rd and goal now from the 1. So Harris in front of Weichel here, receivers each side. Bruin defense stacks the box. Volpatti on the keeper, gets a big push. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Vikings.
Great push by the offensive line from Valley Christian. As soon as the ball was hiked, all you seen was just the white jerseys push forward and Volpatti falling in right behind him.
So Vince Volpatti from a yard out has the first touchdown of the evening for Valley Christian. So we'll see if they attempt the extra point here, and it appears that they will. So Sam Marco playing his 2nd game here for the varsity, wearing number 32. He's a right-footed kicker. Vince Volpatti to hold. Good snap. Kick is up, on its way, and straight through the uprights. So with 7:52 to go then in the first quarter of play, it's Valley Christian 7, St. Patrick St. Vincent 0.
PlayOn Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at PlayOn Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week. From your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Thank you, sir. So 7:52 remaining in the first quarter of play, and after a 4-minute and 8-second drive, Valley Christian find the end zone, and Vince Volpatti takes it in from a yard out to put the Vikings up by a touchdown. So the Vikings will kick off for the first time. Volpatti will still handle the kickoff duties, it appears, here for the Vikings. And we did see that in the second half of the game last Saturday against St. Mary's. So from the 40, Volpatti will restart the game. Short kick. That might go out of bounds on the far side, and they fielded it right on the sideline. And They'll try and take it back across the 20. That was Marcus Villalobos there making the grab, and might have wanted to let that go, Harold. There would have been 15 yards tacked onto the spot of the ball.
Yeah, not too much of a wise decision by Marcos there, but was able to get a decent return, even though he shouldn't have returned that ball.
Just 6 yards on the return there by Marcus Villalobos. So we'll get our first look now at the Bruin offense, led by the senior Christian Bustamante. He's wearing number 31. So he'll line up with 3 running backs directly behind him. They'll have receivers break to each side. It's Bertuzzi far side, Ricky Fagundes left. Shotgun snap for Bustamante and a handoff to the running back, and he's wrapped up almost straight away by the Viking defense. The handoff was to Matthew Rapola, wearing number 44. And that's a name that you can expect to hear a lot tonight.
And as soon as Christian Bustamante got the ball, he handed it right off to Matthew Rapola immediately, but the Valley Christian's defensive front 7 was ready for it and stopped him right in the backfield. Vikings
showing a lot of pressure on defense from the right side. They'll send the receivers out. Fagundes right and Bertuzzi left. A little movement on the line there, and Valley Christian will get docked forward. Cal Perella moving there on the right side of the line.
Yeah, Perella there, a little antsy there. First time out on defense tonight. And I'm pretty sure the whole of Valley Christian's defense is ready tonight, and as they want to go out and try to redeem themselves from last week.
So 5-yard penalty there against Perella for moving, and Bustamante will go into the shotgun style. You think about the option, keeps it himself. Bustamante across the 30, breaks the tackle across the 35. Good enough for a first down as he gets to about the 38. And Bustamante there making things happen with his legs. And there's an example there of that offense that they will be using now at St. Patrick's St. Vincent. More of the option style, as Bustamante had a running back to his right. Instead, with some daylight in front, kept it himself and gets the first down for the Bruins. 6:40 to go in first quarter of play. 7-0 Viking lead thanks to a 1-yard touchdown run from Vince Volpatti. Bustamante, a long count again, trying to draw the Viking defense offside. It's a handoff to Rapola, and he's wrapped up, nowhere to go. Damari Blackwell and others combine on the tackle. Josh Quidara in there as well. It'll be a loss of 3 yards.
Damari Blackwell doing what he usually does defensively, coming in off the edge, closing down the gap and making plays in the backfield as he did a good job last week in their efforts of that great game against St. Mary's last week.
Yeah, he did on both sides of the ball last week. Blackwell reeling in a couple of catches. Almost had one in the end zone there at the end of the game on 4th down, but unfortunately for the Vikings, unable to find the target. But Blackwell there getting pressure on. 2nd down, 13. Inside handoff. That goes nowhere. Maybe back to the original line of scrimmage. And the Bruins now, after an encouraging start to this drive, are looking in the 3rd and 10.
Yeah, great play there. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that play was made by Logan McCone there for Valley Christian's defense, coming in there off the line and get into the backfield immediately, right over the center, pushing the center back and making a play in the backfield.
We're a little further away than we usually are in terms of our commentary perspective here at Dante Magnani Field, so the numbers may be a little difficult to identify here in the early going. It's 3rd and 10, 5:10 to go in first quarter, and here's Bustamante rolling out. Has all kinds of time. Thought about throwing, takes off across midfield now to the 45 and barrels over Preston Jung as he lowers the shoulder and gets another Bruin first down.
Well, Bustamante's is also a great, excellent running quarterback. He has over 150 yards of rushing this season and a few touchdowns ran it on the ground, I believe. But definitely over 150 yards rushing, and he has strong legs and speed to go with him. And this new style of offense that St. Patrick's St. Vincent is running fits him pretty well.
Yeah, he had 8 carries for 72 yards in the defeat by Salesian last Saturday. 40-0 victory for the Pride over the Bruins in that game. They'll shift the receivers out right side, and they'll send Rapola to line up a tight end left. So receivers right, and they do hand off around the right side. Across the 35 to the 30 is Marcus Villalobos, and he's pushed out of bounds, but not before earning another Bruin first down.
And great run and recognition by Marcus Villalobos as he was handing the ball, ran up the field, draw the defenders in, and cut it immediately to the outside to give him the extra yardage he needed for the first down there. Great run.
So some encouraging signs from the Bruin offense here on this opening drive. Bustamante appears to have definitely has some speed, and with the gaps being created here at the moment, can the Bruins capitalize and tie this game up at 7? We're soon to find out. So send this time receives out left side, almost a mirror image of the previous play with Rapola now lining up a receiver right side. So 3 wide receivers set here. Bustamante drops back, has to throw, and was looking for Rapola that time and couldn't find his target.
Yeah, they was trying to run the screen there as Bustamante scrambled back and the defensive lineman was to come through, but Sean Scanlon for the Valley Christian's defensive line stayed in his position and was able to break that play up.
So no gain on the incomplete pass. I made a mistake on the previous play. It was Suicillo, the receiver, lined up right side. And it was Rapola coming out of the backfield that time. So the shift's on once again as Suicillo lines up right side in tight end position here. Bustamante thought about the pass, has to take off, making things happen, lost the ball. Ball's down on the ground, wild scramble for it. He was in 2 minds there whether or not he wanted to pass. And the Vikings signal they have the ball. Let's see. Let's wait for the call. Still scrambling for it down on the ground. Blackwell was the player that came up with it. However, they're still signaling it's Bruin football. Well, not sure how you can come off the bottom of the pile with the ball and still not be awarded it, but see, the officials have a lot better view from down there than we do up here. So it remains now, it's 3rd down. Just a yard gained on that carry by Bustamante. And for the 2nd time in this drive now, Bruins staring at the 3rd and long. They almost drove Perel off sides and he moved again. Perhaps that was, let's see. Yeah, it's going to be an offsides call against the Vikings.
And Valley Christian not helping themselves out here with St. Patrick, St. Vincent. They're giving them more yardage up the field.
Yeah, it was Jonathan Rocha that time. A little over anxious. So that really helps the Bruins out. It's 3rd and just 4 now. It's Bertuzzi and Gundas line up a receiver left side right on the hash marks. Bustamante gets the snap, hands off. Oh, what a tackle. How about that? Demore Blackwell. Wow.
And he flew in free and untouched and came in there like a madman, making a big play in the backfield, big hit.
How about the tackle there? That's how you tackle that, ladies and gentlemen.
Excellent form tackle, low ball, the helmet on the side of the ball, get down low and sweep his legs from under him.
Loss of 2 on the play, and now the Bruins are staring at 4th and 6. And Rapola thought he had a carry to the outside, but he didn't anticipate Blackwell coming in and leveling him. So 4th and 6, 2:08 to go. Bustamante rolls right. Has receivers open, fires downfield, and overthrows the receiver. He was looking for Suicillo in the flat right side, but overthrew him. Turnover on downs, and the Vikings back out on offense.
Well, St. Patrick, St. Vincent showing a little something offensively, showing that they are able to move the ball on this Valley Christian defense. And just a couple mistakes cost them this drive here, but Suicillo definitely open on that play. Bustamante just kind of rushed the pass and overthrew him.
Yeah, he did have some separation there. He was down about the 15. It would have been good enough for a 1st down for the Bruins, but instead, the incomplete pass from Bustamante and a turnover. So Vikings back out on offense. It's a handoff to Harris, and he'll break a couple tackles across the 30 to about the 32. A lot of running room on that right side so far for Valley Christian.
Yeah, and the tackle there was by Daniel Angel of the St. Patrick St. Vincent defensive line. Good play by him.
And Harris is a little slow to get up here.
Cramping.
Yeah, Dalrymple helps him up. And Harris will take a play off, it appears here. He's definitely hobbling over to the side. Well, that could be that'll definitely be something to keep an eye on here. Preston Jung summoned from the bench to take over the running duties here. Let's see if that's Jung or Isaiah Harris. Again, we're a little further away from the field than we usually are here at Dante Magnani Field, so we'll check on that for you in just a minute. In the meantime, it's 2nd and 6 from the Viking 31. It's a toss to Weichel. Whistle goes. And flags down. So let's see what the call is here. It's a false start against Valley Christian. And we saw penalties quite a few times last week for Valley Christian.
Yeah, definitely a couple of few critical penalties that probably could have had a difference in the game for them.
No doubt. So 5-yard penalty then. So we'll see if Harris checks back into the game here. In the meantime, still trying to get the number of the player that came on. And I wouldn't say it's Preston Young, and it's a handoff right side. Volpatti will keep it himself. Volpatti to the outside, 30 to the 35, and pushed out of bounds. Shy of the first down. I'll bring up a third, and about 2 to go.
And as we was talking earlier, St. Patrick, St. Vincent, not too shabby on defense, as 4 of the games they haven't lost by more than 6 points.
Yeah, they had some tough losses, in particular the game against Pinole, decided by a field goal, 3-0 scoreline in that game. Then a heartbreaking loss to Berean back on the 22nd of September, 28-27 loss. Their only victory this season coming against Jefferson at Daly City, a game they won 37-6, I believe in the 3rd week of the season. Single back here for Volpatti. The option pitch to Weichel, right side. That looks like it's going to be a face mask. Here come the flags, and it is, as Weichel was jerked down to the ground.
And that'll be unfortunate for St. Patrick, St. Vincent. That was an excellent play on 3rd down defensively for them. But unfortunately with the face mask, which I believe will be called, that will give Valley Christian the 1st down.
Yeah, Weichel there was some traffic in front of Weichel there, and it wasn't a sure thing. He would have got to the 1st down mark, and it is indeed a face mask against St. Patrick, St. Vincent. So that will move the chains. More importantly, give the Vikings a fresh set of downs here with 1:16 remaining in the 1st quarter of play. So the Vikings still line of scrimmage. Patrick O'Hare will be the tight end here, left side. 2 receivers set here, Carter and Dalrymple. And a handoff to, fake handoff to Isaiah Harris, and a pitch to Weichel to the outside. Weichel down the sideline. Here he goes into the clear and into the end zone. Howard Weichel scores his 1st touchdown of the day.
Excellent play by Harold Weichel as he was getting dragged down on the sideline there, as he always does, keeps moving his feet and scattered up the sideline for the Valley Christian touchdown.
They did a great job of selling the fake there to Isaiah Harris. Volpatti, it appeared, was going to keep it himself, and at the last second, pitched the ball to the outside to Weichel, broke a tackle about the 35, and then coasted down the sideline for the score. 53 seconds to go in this 1st quarter of play, and San Marco on for his 2nd extra point attempt of the evening. Kick is up, and it is good, and it is looking good for Valley Christian here in the 1st quarter of play from Dante Magnani Field. They lead this game 14-0.
PlayOnSports.com is not only your destination for Friday night football action, but it's also the place for the most comprehensive coverage of high school playoff and championship events in all sports from across the country. PlayOnSports.com, high school sports lives here.
And I think with that touchdown run there by Howard Weichel, if he hasn't already broken the 1,000-yard mark, he's mighty close to it now. As Harold mentioned, coming into this game with 940 yards in total on the ground.
Yeah, he was only about 50 yards away, and I believe with that run right there and the couple runs he had earlier in the game, that might have put him over the 1,000-yard mark for the season.
So the team's getting ready to kick off. It'll be Volpatti to handle the kicking duties then for Valley Christian. Yeah, Anthony Grant was the leading rusher last year for Valley Christian. He had 1,093 yards for the full season. Low line drive kick then by Volpatti, fielded by Villalobos. Back on his own goal line here as he dropped the ball. Now he's trying to get to the outside. Oh, good block there to turn the corner to the 10 and the 15, and finally out of bounds. Villalobos did well to make something out of nothing there, but a great block thrown at about the 5 to spring those extra yards.
Excellent block there. That's how you call it not giving up on the play. Villalobos there kind of fumbling with the ball on the kickoff return, was able to pick it up and get up the field and was able to get a couple extra yards because of a great block by his teammate.
That's a mighty dangerous place if things go wrong right in front of your own end zone. But to Villalobos' credit, didn't panic and was able to return the ball about 15 yards. And that's where the Bruins will take over on offense for the 2nd possession of this 1st half of play. 50 seconds to go, 1st and 10, Bruins then from their own 15. Bustamante thought about going under center there for a moment. They'll send receivers out right side. Bustamante about 4 or 5 steps back. Another drops. Oh, he did well. He tried to hand off the ball there. Dropped it momentarily and had to dive on it. So a loss of about 4 or 5 yards on the play.
That kind of looked like, as in the situation, as the quarterback Bustamante didn't know if he wanted to hand it off or keep it himself. And by the time the decision was made, the ball was on the ground. But quick thing by him to pick it back up.
Well, that's what happened, I think, on the previous drive when he fumbled the ball. He thought about maybe throwing the ball, kept it himself, but didn't have a good grip. And the ball squirmed out of his grasp. And that time on a handoff, he almost lost it again. So 2 fumbles, luckily for the Bruins, both recovered by St. Patrick St. Vincent. Lost 2 yards on the play, 2nd and 12. Fake handoff. Bustamante keeps it himself, lowers the shoulder, but Cal Perel is right there to snuff out that play, and the Bruins looking at the 3rd and long.
Not sure about what happened on that play there as Bustamante did the fake handoff, but kind of stood back there in the backfield a little bit, kind of trying to make up his mind. I don't know if he was going to pass it or not, but he decided to take off with it as Valley Christian's defense was able to shut him down.
End of the first quarter of play. 2 rushing touchdowns from Valley Christian, 1 from Vince Vopatti and 1 from Howard Weichel. The difference in this game so far, it's Valley Christian 14, St. Patrick St. Vincent 0.
PlayOn Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at PlayOn Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Thank you, sir. So, second quarter of action then from Dante Magnani Field. And teams will switch ends for the second half. Again, the Bruins in the home green uniforms with the gold helmets. Valley Christian in the road whites with the black pants and the red helmets. Homecoming evening here at Dante Magnani Field. As the homecoming court will be in effect here at halftime. We will also be breathlessly awaiting the results of the raffle that I think we all bought tickets to, so hopefully one of us will win, and Danny's on the way home, I suppose, if we win.
Yeah.
So 3rd and 12 Bruins then, after a fumble and a misguided play. The Bruins are really pinned back in their own half of the field. Bustamante on the keeper is brought down by Christian House and others. And this is going to be a 3-and-out here for St. Patrick St. Vincent.
And great job by Valley Christian's defense, this defensive drive for them. Making sure to give St. Patrick St. Vincent's offense on and off the field quickly and get their offense back on the field.
And the Viking offense is being ruthlessly efficient here in the early going. And they'll have a chance to be back out on the field quickly. Vopatti back at about the Bruin 40-yard line here to receive this kick. High snap goes into the end zone, and they'll have to let it go because it's going to be, it should be a safety, and it is. It sails straight through the hands of Zach Cohn. Snap over his head, retreated into the depths of the end zone and tried to make a play, but had to just let it go as the Viking special team swarmed upon him. And the Viking defense, or special teams, I should say, adds a safety.
Yeah, and that was just a situation where the snapper, the long snapper for that play for St. Patrick St. Vincent was just anxiously trying to get the ball off and get off the ball. But when you do that, that's what happens. You high snap it and it goes back into your own end zone, and that's exactly what happened on that play there.
So, disaster for St. Patrick St. Vincent. And the ball goes into the back of the end zone. It's not only did Valley Christian get the ball back, but St. Patrick St. Vincent will now kick from their own 20. So the Vikings all but assured excellent field position for this upcoming drive. Howard Weichel back deep then for Valley Christian. He'll line up at about the 30-yard line. And with a short field here, you have to like Howard Weichel's chances of getting to the outside and making something happen. Cohn will attempt to make up for the safety here by hopefully pinning the Vikings back as far as he can. So he'll kick from the center of the field at 20. And Dalrymple will join Weichel here back deep. So it's Dalrymple far side, Weichel to the near side. And Weichel will field it at the 40. Here he goes across midfield. Charges the man out of the way. And is finally brought down just inside the Bruin half of the field as the Viking offense comes back out.
And with that short kickoff going to Howard Weichel, St. Patrick St. Vincent did exactly what they were supposed to do on that play. They knew it was going to him, and they closed in on him immediately because once he gets going, he will go all the way.
It's a good field position then for Valley Christian. Let's see if A.J. Harris has made his way back into the game, and he has. So here's Harris. Maybe slightly limping, but he's definitely a trooper, so he's back out there blocking in front of Howard Weichel. Long count from Volpatti. Keeps it himself. Volpatti cutting back to the middle. Some nice sidestepping moves there for about 4 or 5 yards, and I'll bring up a second down.
I really couldn't tell the defender there, but did a great job in holding the jersey of Volpatti there, as Volpatti was one tackle away from going into the house with that carry there.
See Harold Mills looking at his Twitter feed here. We'll both be giving you updates on scores throughout the evening. Interesting weekend around the North Coast section. Perhaps the big news of the day is Camp Lindo quarterback Brett Stevens. His season is over, shoulder injury, and that's really going to shake things up in Division III. As we've seen from the El Cerrito Gauchos, they are definitely a force to be reckoned with, and their path to the title has become that much easier. 9:52 to go then first half. Volpatti on another keeper, bounces free of a tackler, but is brought down shy of the first down. Tackle made there by Suicillo of St. Patrick St. Vincent.
Suicillo, St. Patrick St. Vincent, a name that we was told we was going to hear a lot of defensively for them, coming in, making a great play on, well, I guess he was able to get the first down, but nonetheless a great play to stop another touchdown from happening on their defense.
Volpatti just got enough on that previous carry to earn a Viking first down, so it'll be 1st and 10 Vikings with 9:22 to go, first half of play from the Bruin 38-yard line. From the near side hash mark, Carter will line out way to the outside here. Dalrymple right side. Volpatti long count under center. It's a give to Weichel, going left side, finding the gap. Here goes Weichel to the 30 and brought down. Tackle made over there by Wesley Galloway, the linebacker for St. Patrick St. Vincent.
Howard Weichel so good in recognizing the holes, very quick with his recognition there, was able to get the handoff, hit to the outside, and then seen the hole on the inside and cut back in immediately. And that's the benefits that you get with a running back like him that has so much quickness to his game, as he's so excellent at doing that.
Yeah, something I don't think we've said enough of this season is giving enough credit to the way that Weichel can see the field, and it was on display there. It's a big tackle by Galloway, saved the day. Here's Weichel plunging left side and going to be stopped just shy, I believe, of the first down mark. He only needed 4 yards from the Bruin 31 there to get a first down, but I think he's going to be just shy. So it'll be about a 3rd and 1 coming up here. Looks like about 3rd and inches here. Let's see. Ball spotted on the 29. So yeah, so they need maybe half a yard here for a fresh set of downs. So working from the far side this time of the field. And now I think they are going to signal first down. Yeah, so they will move the chains. Just enough on the carry by Weichel. 1st and 10 Vikings, then 8:15 to go. First half. Flags fly. And it's a false start again against Valley Christian, the second of the day.
And Valley Christian offense, they do a lot of hard counts. And as a former lineman myself, I know how hard it is to always remember what the count is, especially when you go with a lot of hard counts and you're so anxious to get off the ball that when the quarterback gives that hard count, you get off early.
So I'll push the Vikings back 5 yards. They're staring at the 1st and 15. And they will start this play from the Bruin 32-yard line. Volpatti fakes the give to O'Hare, pitches it outside to Weichel, turns the corner, 25, lowers the shoulder, and pushed out of bounds about the 20. We'll see where they spot the ball here, but Weichel, a good head of steam there, lowering the shoulder and gets pushed out of bounds.
Great job by Volpatti there again. Another hard runner there. Not too much, not as fast as you would get out of Thiemann Taylor, but he's also a great runner.
Yeah, he certainly is. Weichel, Taylor, and Volpatti easily the 3 quickest guys on this 2012 Viking team. We saw it there on that carry from Howard Weichel to the outside. 7:30 to go. It's another handoff to Weichel as he goes left and then right back to the middle of the field. And he's going to be stopped shy of the first down. That was on about a 2nd and 6. And I'll bring up a 3rd and short.
And it just seems like the more you give Howard Weichel the ball, the harder and harder and harder he'll go. And it seems like the more tired he gets, the harder he'll go. He loves getting the ball. He loves the physical contact of the game.
Flag on the play, a face mask against St. Patrick St. Vincent. That's the 2nd time in this game that a face mask penalty has gone against the Bruins. And this one at a crucial point of this game. Now the Vikings have a 1st and 10 from the Bruin 15, already leading this game 16-0 thanks to the safety. And now the Vikings looking for more as Volpatti on the keeper spins free of a couple players, but the whistle is gone. It's another false start against the Viking offense.
And I'm pretty sure after that false start there, they're going to have to hear a couple of words from Perella after that one.
Yeah, 3rd false start penalty of the day for Valley Christian. Already leading this game 16-0. Touchdowns from Volpatti and Weichel. And then the safety on a punt on 4th down on the previous Bruin possession. 6:58 to go then. Volpatti handoff to Patrick O'Hare. And he bursts forward. And is brought down between the numbers and the hash marks on the far side at about the 16-yard line.
And Patrick O'Hare there was able to receive the ball there on the handoff and just put his head down and just ran right into the defense of St. Patrick St. Vincent. Was able to get a lot of yardage there.
Harris not out on the field for the last couple plays, so may use him sparingly in the rest of today's proceedings. 2nd and 11. No gain on that carry then. Or 4 yards gain on the carry. Volpatti goes for the end zone. Has Dalrymple open. Makes a jump in the grab. Touchdown, Valley Christian.
And Dalrymple there with a great play in the corner of the back of the end zone there. Don't see too much passing out of Valley Christian, more than what we have as of late in Volpatti getting there as quarterback. But great ball thrown by Volpatti there into the corner of the end zone, as his receiver, Jared Dampere, was able to jump up over the defender and snatch it out the air for the touchdown for Valley Christian.
Dalrymple's first touchdown of the season and one to save it for the receiver as he goes high over the defender, puts his hands up in the diamond formation, catching the ball at its highest point and reeling it in for the touchdown. Volpatti then from 16 yards out finds Dalrymple for the score. The extra point from Sam Marco is good. And with 6:14 to go, things looking very bright here for Valley Christian as they lead St. Patrick St. Vincent 23-0.
And on this break, I'll give you some of the scores here from tonight around the East Bay here as Clayton Valley is over College Park 42-0 at the half. Hercules and Richmond battling it out tonight as Hercules is up 28-6. John Stute 14 over De Anza 0 at the half. Big game down there in Berkeley tonight as Berkeley's up 7-0 over Encinel. Antioch is up 14-7 over Heritage at the half, and at halftime, it's California 20 and San Ramon Valley 10.
Yeah, no doubt, all over Castro Valley as well, 27-7. King takes it over from 4 yards out. And that's kind of a surprise. Big game, I know, for O'Dowd, especially at home against their eternal rivals, Castro Valley. But expected the scoreline to be a little closer than that, 27-7, with a minute to go in the first half of play there from Bishop O'Dowd High School. 6:14 to go here in the first half from Dante Magnani Field, and the Vikings already enjoying a comfortable 23-0 lead. Let's see if the Bruins can make something happen here as they take the ball at about the 15. Here's Balbin Donita taking the kickoff to about the 25-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds, and the Bruin offense back out on the field.
Well, it's 6 minutes and 6 seconds left. St. Patrick St. Vincent here on their homecoming night want to try to get something going offensively. They have shown kind of some sparks of them being able to move the ball in Valley Christian's defense, but just a few mistakes have cost them some drives here in this. So this drive here, they really want to kind of make up some ground here and probably try to plunge it into the end zone on this one. Yeah,
imperative now for the Bruins to score on this possession with 6 minutes and change remaining in the first half of play. Showed encouraging signs on their first possession of the day, but a 3 and out, and then the safety on the previous possession. They'll be looking to redeem themselves here. Handoff to the running back inside. And that's been part of the problem here for the Bruin offense. There's just no running room on the inside at the moment.
Yeah, and a team like Valley Christian, they pride themselves on their being able to stop the run, put with all their big guys up front, and just meeting the running back at the point of attack. They're great defensively by Valley Christian.
That was Villalobos on the carry for just a yard. So it's 2nd and 9 Bruins from their own 27-yard line. 5:34 remaining. We'll shuffle some personnel around here at the line of scrimmage. Receivers lining up left side, tight end right. Handoff up the middle, fake. Firing downfield and through the hands of Clayton Carter. Had What could have been a sure interception there as Bustamante was looking for his receiver Joshua Cruz, or Tanner Bertuzzi there, down the left sideline. The pass overthrown through the hands of Carter.
That was a great defensive play by Clayton Carter in perfect position to chase down the ball for the interception. Just a little over his fingertips and wasn't able to drag it in or bring it in. But great play nonetheless by that defensive back there, Clayton Carter.
Yeah, you'll be seeing that one in his dreams tonight, but it's a 3rd and 9 now after the incomplete pass. So maybe we'll see some more trickery here. 4 wide receiver set for St. Patrick St. Vincent. Bustamante looking to throw. Here he goes. He'll step up in the pocket now. He'll take off to the right side. He's got the first down across the 35. Oh, shoulder charges a player out of his way. That was Preston Jung on the end of that shoulder charge from Christian Bustamante as he moves the chains. First down, Bruins.
And Bustamante there, what a great first step he has. As he went back, and as soon as he stepped forward, it seemed like he was already at full speed. And he also brings a lot of power to when he runs, as Preston Chung found out.
Yeah, he certainly did. Bruins exacting revenge for that tackle Blackwell laid on Rapoa early on in the game, but keeps the drive alive. And the Bruins have 1st and 10 from their own 41-yard line. So from the far side hash mark, they'll go with three wide receivers. They'll send a man in motion. He end around and work well here as Anthony Williams has the ball across midfield to about the 45. A little different look on that play from the Bruins, but it worked well.
Yeah, different play from them, but excellent play as they faked the handoff up to the right side of the field, and the runner was coming down to the left side of the field, and it seemed like Valley Christian was all on one side of the field. A couple of players from Valley Christian stayed on that side of the field, was able to make the tackle in enough time before he was able to get going.
Bruins hustling to the line of scrimmage here. 4:23 to go in this first half of play. The Bruins perhaps finding some cracks here. They'll go receivers to each side, and that man Williams line up in the slot right side. Split backs behind Bustamante. Return fake. Thought he had a running back to his left there. Broken play. And Sean Flynn and the Viking defense capitalize as they bring Bustamante to the ground.
Yeah, Bustamante there turned around looking for his running back to give the ball to him, but nobody was there, so he had no choice but to turn back around and head up to the right side of the field, but Valley Christian's defense was all over him.
And we saw a similar play earlier on in the game where Bustamante appeared a little confused as to what was going to happen next. And that time turned expecting a player to be there and had to make something happen. But the Viking defense swarmed all over him, loss of 5 yards as they bring him to the ground. Now we'll go again with receivers to each side. Bustamante rolls out left, has time, throwing on the run. Pass is through the hands of Williams. Good pass coverage over there by Isaiah Harris, and he almost had an interception there on the near side.
Yeah, great play by both the receiver and Harris there as they both went up for the ball. It was anybody's ball, but Harris fought just a little bit harder to knock it out of his hands.
It took a deflection. It went initially through the hands of Williams. Harris's hands were right there. The ball tipped off his hands. And unfortunately for Harris, rolled in front of him. So he was unable to make the interception, but good pass coverage all the same from the junior. And now the Bruins face a 3rd and 15. Vikings ready here. They'll have Weichel back deep in coverage now. They'll send Williams motion left to right. And here's Bustamante. Rolls right side, looking downfield. Fires. Has a receiver. Overthrows and almost intercepted by Weichel. Intended for Ricky Fagundes that time. And Weichel sliding. Whereas if he'd stayed up on his feet, might have had a chance to make the pick.
Weichel so quick to close down on the defender. You think you have a wide open receiver, and Weichel just flies in out of nowhere.
Well, after facing Keelan Benjamin and Kevin Flammer on back-to-back weekends, or 2 of the last 3 weekends, I should say, the Viking secondary, as you can imagine, has had plenty of practice. 3:13 to go. Zach Cohn on to punt. Back deep for Valley Christian at their own 15. Vince Volpatti. Here's the kick. Decent one. Chance for Volpatti to field it at the 20 with some running room in front to the 30, to the outside, 40, to midfield, 2 men to beat, and he's wrapped up over there at about the 45 by Fagundes. A flag flies late as the play concludes. Great vision there from Volpatti to get to the outside. Had blockers in front and only had Fagundes and Cone to beat down that far sideline. Flag flies. It's going to be holding against Valley Christian.
Unfortunate penalty for Valley Christian.
Yeah,
that was an excellent return.
Indeed.
Patty got a good running start before he even received the ball, and probably would have broke down to the house, but Valley Christian, one of his own players, was kind of in his way there and tripped him up there on the sideline.
That negates what would have been Viking ball inside the Bruin half of the field. We'll now put the Vikings back on their side at about the 41-yard line. We're still waiting for the spot. And it will be on the 40 of Valley Christian. So 2:59 to go then. First half of play. Vikings lead 23-0. Volpatti, 16-yard touchdown pass to Jared Dalrymple here in the second quarter to extend the Viking lead, and it's a handoff to Weichel on first down for maybe 2 or 3 yards inside.
Weichel with another tough run there. Weichel, the workhorse of Valley Christian as he's been for this past year, and even against the tough game against El Cerrito, was still able to get over 100 yards rushing.
Homecoming court. Cars making their way around the track here as we get ready for the halftime proceedings. 2:32 to go. And this is a play inside, a handoff to the running back, and he gets a good extra push forward across the 45 to midfield and beyond. I believe that was, is that Weichel on the carry?
Yeah, that was Howard.
Get some extra push there from his teammates. That's another strong carry for Weichel. Again, came into this game with 940 yards, but probably has the target of Anthony Grant's 1,093 from last season on his mind. So the Vikings now in the 7th game of the year. After back-to-back defeats, looking to get back to winning ways. Another inside handoff to Weichel across the 45 to about the 42-yard line or so. Second down coming up.
And great credit to the Valley Christian's offensive line. They're up on the left side where the ball just ran to, as Howard Weichel was able to get more tough yardage. But Valley Christian's offensive line is just being so good for him all year. Big credit for them.
Tough run from Weichel there on first down. Brings up a second and about 6 to go then from the Bruin 43-yard line. Vikings do have timeouts available if they so choose, and they'll use one right there, almost taking the words out of my mouth. But clock beginning to tick down then in this first half. 1:22 to go. And the Vikings looking for more here before the end of the first half. Harold, what do you have for us?
Stay tuned for the PlayOnSports.com postgame show where we will select our player of the game as well as wrap up all the action from this ball game. That's coming up following the game on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Thank you, sir. So some more score updates. Then Monte Vista over Livermore 21-7 at the half. Campolindo up 17-14 over Las Lomas at the half. So that's quite a performance there from the Cougars, of course, with our quarterback Brett Stevens for the rest of the season. And some other scores around the league. De La Salle over Amador Valley big at the half, 27-0. No surprise there. And one more quick score update then while we've got a moment. Hercules over Richmond, 28-6 at the half. So second down Vikings then, 1:22 to go. And go with a tight end offset right side. That's Hunter Schaefer with some blocking room in front of Volpatti, dancing around here across the 40 to about the 37 or so. That's going to be close to a first down. And they had Schaefer in the game for the first time. He was offset, tight end position. And behind his blocking, he's able to spring Volpatti close to a first down.
With this type of offense that Valley Christians run, you have to have the big, durable quarterbacks like they have. Volpatti able to take a lot of hits there and also to dish out a lot of punishment as well.
They definitely have a size advantage in this game, and they've been able to mix and match personnel efficiently so far. 42 seconds, and Volpatti rolling out right, looking downfield, has Carter open. Catch down the sideline is incomplete. Going stride for stride there with Balbin Donita. Pass just a little bit underthrown from Volpatti that time. And I'll bring up a fourth down and 1 to go.
And great defense by the defender there to stick side by side with Clayton Carter, which is not an easy task to do.
Well, it would have been a tough catch anyway because the defensive back was going stride for stride with the the senior receiver. And with Jared Dalrymple already with a touchdown on the board, Carter would like to do the same. Volpatti, it's an inside handoff to Isaiah Harris, and he springs forward for a few yards. That'll move the chains and keep this drive alive. 30 seconds to go then, and the clock rolling. And a timeout called by Valley Christian, their second. 28 seconds to go in the first half.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you are enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for the PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
What a game here between Pittsburgh and Freedom. 28 all at the half. Boy, that's going to be quite the conclusion to that one. Valley Christian, though, with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play here, are looking to add to the 23-0 lead. Volpatti, Weichel, and Dalrymple all with touchdowns and a safety earlier on in this quarter. The scoring for the Vikings so far. So back to the action then. Vikings have the ball on the Bruin 34-yard line, 1st and 10. Harris here, Isaiah Harris blocking in front of Weichel. Volpatti with all kinds of time. Big gap left side. 25, 20, 15, 10. Foot race. Changes direction. Spins just shy. Did he get into the end zone? He did. 34-yard touchdown run for Vince Volpatti.
And that was a great play by Vince Volpatti as he stepped back, did a 3-step drop, and right when he was about to throw it, saw all the space to the left side of the field and just took off, hit a spin move down into the red zone, and was able to spin into the end zone. Touchdown.
Gutsy effort there by Volpatti in those last 10 yards. He's going full speed. Bruin defenders closing in. Spins off a player and then had to lower the shoulder and dive for the goal line. Marco's extra point is up, and it is good. 17 seconds to go then in the first half of play. And Valley Christian appear well on their way to winning their 5th game of this 2012 season. They lead St. Patrick St. Vincent 30-0.
And a quick score update here as Salesian is a big game here in this conference tonight for them. Salesian up 12-6
wow.
on St. Mary's at the end of the first quarter.
Impressive stuff there from the Pride. That's going to be a scoreline to keep an eye on here this evening. And you'd expect that's going to be a game that will go down to the wire.
Yeah, that's going to be a very, very exciting game.
And that game being played at Laney College. Of course, St. Mary's don't have lights at their facility and typically play games Saturday afternoon. But with all 6 teams, El Cerrito accepted, they have the bye this week, playing tonight in the Tri-County Athletic League Rock Division. Well, that could definitely be an upset in the works there. Although, based on the way St. Mary's played last week, you definitely have to like their chances, regardless of how well Salesian are playing. No such drama here, though, at Dante Magnani Field as the Vikings lead this game 30-0. And a chance for Donita now to return from the far side to the outside. Here's Donita to the 30, spins off a player to about the 33 before he's pushed out of bounds. And that's going to be a flag late as Dalrymple was shoved out of bounds well after the play concluded. And I believe that penalty will be on Chase Maher, number 53. There was house on the tackle of Donita, but a flag flies late, right where Dalrymple was shoved out of bounds. Personal foul against St. Patrick St. Vincent. That's their 3rd personal foul of this first half, and that negates what was a fairly decent run back by Donita.
Very decent run. Donita fought so hard to get those yards up the field, try to get his team in a position to try to throw it into the end zone here before the half is up, but now that is erased, and we'll see what they do here.
Yeah, I think they might just take a knee here. Yeah, they're just going to run out the clock in the end of the first half, and that's a shame because those extra 20 yards may have made a difference in Coach Sabone's thinking about perhaps going for it here before the end of the first half. But now it's halftime from Dante Magnani Field, and let the homecoming court take over as Valley Christian lead this game at the half, 30-0. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back to go over the scoring from the first half of this game, and we'll also go over the scores from around the North Coast section and beyond. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We will be right back.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the PlayOn School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot at this.
We are back with you live from Dante Magnani Field on the campus of St. Patrick, St. Vincent here in Vallejo. Stephen Davies, Harold Mills, James Davies, and Omar Lewis here on homecoming night at St. Patrick, St. Vincent. So the festivities concluding here and about ready to get started on the second half of play. Let's recap the scoring then from the first half. It's a 30-0 Valley Christian lead over the Bruins. Vince Volpatti opened the proceedings with a 1-yard touchdown run. Howard Weichel already over the 1,000-yard rushing mark for the season with a 50-yard touchdown run. And then in the second quarter, Vince Volpatti to Jared Dalrymple from 16 yards out for the touchdown. And then Volpatti, his second touchdown of the day, a 34-yard touchdown run. There was also a safety in there in the beginning of the second quarter as the Center snapped the ball over the head of the kicker, Zach Cohn, into the end zone for 2 points. So bring back Harold Mills. And Harold, I'd like to say congratulations, first of all, getting a post retweeted on Twitter. It's quite the achievement there. I must congratulate you on that.
Yeah, East Bay Press retweeted a post I put up about tonight's game. So shout out to them for keeping everybody else up to date as I try to keep you guys up to date.
Yeah, and real quick, both of us, Harold and myself, are on Twitter. And Harold, if you'd like to give them your username, so the loyal listeners out there could send you a tweet if they like. What is your username?
You can see me on Twitter at Boogeyman99. That's BOOGEYMAN and the number 99.
I'm also on there as well. The only reason I think both of us are on there for high school sports updates. And also, if you want, you can send me a tweet. My username is at Stephen Davies CA, so that's STEPHENDAVIES, and then the letters CA as in California. Yeah, if you're out there and you're listening and you want to send us a message, let us know how we're getting on. Any thoughts or comments on our broadcast here on PlayOn Sports, we'd be happy to receive them. And if you like, we'll even give you a shout out over the air. So feel free to send us a tweet here if you like. Now, both of us have been looking at the score highlights here during the half, so we'll turn it over to Harold first, see if there are any scores that caught your eyes during the halftime.
The game I'm really interested in right now is the as AHS started the second quarter not too long ago, and the score is basically still pretty much the same as the Salesian and St. Mary's game.
Right.
Was able to see the aerial threat of St. Mary's last week against Valley Christian, and Salesian so far holding up pretty good at the end of the first quarter as they're up 12-6 right now.
Yeah, and that's good. That's going to be a huge score to keep an eye on. Many good games going on here tonight in the North Coast section and beyond. Perhaps the game of the night going on. Pittsburgh and Freedom, a game tied up at 28. No less an authority than Mitch Stevens, the esteemed sports writer, saying one of the best halves of football he's seen in a long time. So you can imagine that one is going to go down to the wire. All ready to start the second half of action then from Dante Magnani Field. Vince Volpatti, the kick from the 40-yard line. And it's a squib kick low through the hands of a up man and will be fielded by Donita at about his own 15. And he has to plunge forward there. Might have lost his footing there as he goes across the 20 to about the 25-yard line as the Bruins start their first offensive possession of the second half of play.
Yeah, try to run into the oncoming traffic of Valley Christian, try to put his head down, but it looks like he kind of put his head down a little too far and ran himself into the ground there.
It's a 30-0 Valley Christian lead as we begin the second half of play. For the Bruins, certainly like to get some points on the board here if possible. Showed signs of life in that first half. And here's another end around. This is a play that worked well, but this time Valley Christian are all over it. It was a handoff to Anthony Williams as he goes right to left, and he's wrapped up quickly for a gain of maybe 2.
Valley Christian's defense definitely ready for that play. That's kind of the same situation we saw last week. They was able to go in at the halftime and make the adjustments needed defensively, and it looks like on that play specifically it worked out for him.
It didn't work out for Anthony Williams, though, unfortunately. He limps off. He'll take this play off. It'll be 2nd and 9, just a yard gained on that carry by Anthony Williams on the end around. So the receivers right side, Vinny Trujillo. To the left side will be Tanner Bertuzzi. And it's a Hand off to the right side to the running back, and he's wrapped up out of bounds, far side. Marcus Villalobos, nowhere to go. Sean Flynn, and looked like Isaiah Harris giving chase. Harris tackles him out of bounds for a loss.
Excellent play by Valley Christians. Flynn and Harris stretching the running back to the outside as he had some space there, but the two defenders, Harris and Flynn, was able to close down on him in just enough time for he was able to turn upfield. Great play by them two.
And you can imagine this Viking defense now really wants to keep the Bruin offense off the board at all costs. After the big loss to El Cerrito and the tough defeat last week against St. Mary's, here's a play-action play, pass out the backfield. That worked well. Turning the corner, and here he comes down the sideline, 35-40 to midfield, and diving forward is Villalobos. And that's a good play we haven't seen from St. Patrick St. Vincent that time. Talk us through the play, Harold.
Marcus Villalobos there running to the left side of the field there, going in towards Valley Christian side of the field. Out of the backfield, was able to make a great reception from the pass by Christian Bustamante there, and was able to get up the field down the sideline, and was caught just in time for he was able to get into the touchdown.
That's the first time we've seen Bustamante use the running back out or throw to the running back in the flat. Valley Christian perhaps not expecting. There's a lot of daylight in front there for Villalobos to run. He takes full advantage of it. 1st and 10. Bruins then from their own 45. It's an inside handoff that goes nowhere as Patrick O'Hare and Jonathan Rocha combine on the stop.
Yeah, Jonathan Rocha there grabbed the running back of St. Patrick St. Vincent and kind of dragged him backwards pretty physically there, as they always do. Valley Christian plays very physical defense, so as they continue here in the second half.
Well, they've effectively snuffed out this inside running attack that St. Patrick St. Vincent have tried all game long and just hasn't worked for them at the moment. So they'll go with Bertuzzi left and Fagundes right side. Bustamante sets up in the gun. Play action. Rolls out right side. Flynn with the pressure. Fires downfield. Oh, through the hands of Preston Jung. Boy, he had that one in his hands, and it pops free right at the end.
And that would have been a nice little payback for Preston Chung there, as he took a couple of big hits from Bustamante there in the first half. Preston Chung had his hands right on the ball, kind of hit him hard in the chest there and bounced right out of him, but great defensive play nonetheless by Preston Chung.
Very catchable ball there, and, well, he had a good look at it, but the incomplete pass will suit Valley Christian just fine, and the Bruins looking now at 3rd and 10. Bustamante steps to the line of scrimmage. He'll send receivers out right side as Sorcio joins Fagundes out there. Bustamante rolls right, fires downfield, has a receiver open and overthrows him. Carter was back in coverage, as was Weichel, but a flag on the play. And this is going to be a chop block on, well, let's see. Soon it's on Valley Christian here, but let's take a look. Officials conferring center of the field. Flag thrown right where Bustamante threw the ball. Personal foul, chop block. Penalty's waved off. It's going to be a 4th down. The penalty was against St. Patrick St. Vincent that time. And that must have been on one of the on-rushing defenders there trying to get to Bustamante. He already looked downfield to look for Bustamante's intended target. Again, the pass thrown wide. We'll bring up a 4th down. Zach Cohn to punt. From his own 35-yard line. Flags coming from the far side. We're looking at too many men on the field here. Let's see. It's an offsides against Valley Christian. Well, 5-yard penalty.
Valley Christian still kind of fighting the penalty bug. They average a fair amount of penalties per game, something that I'm pretty sure they still want to work on here as we're midway through the season.
Moves them up 5 yards, but they'll still punt. Cohn gets the snap. Decent kick downfield. Oh, takes a kind bounce. Volpatti tries to field it. It's loose. Still down in St. Patrick St. Vincent have it.
And Volpatti there, and maybe probably should have called a fair catch.
Yeah.
Tried it down in there early, tried to do just a little bit too much with it, and was just fumbled the ball. And now St. Patrick St. Vincent has great field position in Valley Christian territory right now.
Stroke of luck then for St. Patrick, St. Vincent. Volpatti in two minds there as the ball came his way. As Harold said, he might have just let that go. It took a couple of tough hops off the grass. So Cohn's kick turns into 1st and 10 Bruins. And here come the Bruins now. It's a handoff right side. Breaking a tackle there was Sucio. And he was almost stripped of the ball there as he tried to go right side.
Yeah, there, Demarie Blackwell there on the inside of the play there immediately was able to break the tackle, but Blackwell had his hand on the ball, but luckily for Kaluas that he was able to hold onto the ball.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 then from the Viking 19. Bruins looking for their first points of the day. 8:10 to go, 3rd quarter. And not quite sure what happened on that play.
Seemed to me that Bustamante kept the ball on the snap and tried to plunge forward as far as he could to get closer to the first down.
Yeah, he was under center there for the first time. Gained about 4 yards on the play, but it's odd-looking formation there. 3 running backs parallel to the line of scrimmage behind Bustamante, and just kept it himself and dived forward. So 3rd and 7, excuse me, with 7:37 to go, 3rd quarter of play. Bustamante appeared to go under center for the 2nd time. Instead moves Sucio to tight end. Play action. Firing in the corner. Has a receiver open. Did he make the catch? He did. Touchdown, Bruins. Oh, tremendous catch by Ricky Fagundes.
Ricky Fagundes there with an excellent catch as the quarterback, Bustamante, wedged the ball in there between 2 defenders, and Fagundes there kind of slid in to position himself better to make a play, and he did that exactly. Touchdown, St. Patrick, St. Vincent.
About wedging the ball, more like threading the needle. Boy, I can't believe Bustamante was able to get the ball in such a small gap, but he's able to find his target. Touchdown, Bruins. Fine throw from Bustamante to Fagundes. Now the extra point. Cohn's on, right-footed boot. Hold is good. Kick is up, on its way. It's blocked and turned away right side.
Great play by Valley Christian Special Teams there as they just rushed the inside, and about 5-6 players was able to get through some gaps there and all get a hand on the ball there. Great play by them.
So Cohn's extra point is blocked. But Bustamante from 16 yards out finds Fagundes for the score. And after Volpatti muffed the punt return attempt, the ball caromed off his hands and recovered by St. Patrick St. Vincent. They capitalize with their first touchdown as Bustamante throws a 16-yard touchdown pass to Ricky Fagundes for the score. So with 7:22 to go then, 3rd quarter of play, St. Patrick St. Vincent are on the board, but Valley Christian still lead big. It's 30-6 Vikings.
PlayOn Sports is on Facebook and Twitter giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at PlayOn Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with your high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Some big turnarounds here. Las Lomas back up on top. As we get back underway, Weichel feels that on the run at about the 7. Weichel to the near side, 20, 25. Bulldozes a man out of his way. Still keeps the old legs churning across the 30 to about the 32. Good return by Howard Weichel, and a Viking player slow to get up here on the near side. Bam Adali will help up Greg Baker. Baker took a shot there at the end of the play, but he's okay. And he'll go back into the huddle. So the Vikings, a good return there by Howard Weichel, have the ball on their own 31-yard line with 7:14 to go in the 3rd. But Las Lomas, as I was about to say, back up in the lead over Campolindo in that game at the end of the 3rd quarter. What else do you have for us there, Harold? We'll get to that in just a minute. The Viking offense starts its drive from their own 31. O'Hare blocking in front of Weichel here. It's Weichel to the outside, to the 35. Weichel, 40, to midfield. Pushes a man out of the way. Down the sideline, Weichel foot race now. They're never going to catch him. Into the end zone for his 2nd touchdown of the day. Flags on the field. And it's holding against Valley Christian. Can you believe it?
Unfortunate call there as Howard Weichel went up to the sideline, got hit, was able to stay in bounds and get back towards the middle of the field and ran into the touchdown, but unfortunately a flag will call that back.
Yeah, he pushed off a guy about the Bruin 40-yard line or so and then cut back to the center of the field. And no one's going to catch him once he's up at full speed. And what a shame for Weichel. Would have been a 69-yard touchdown run. So instead, ball will be spotted at the Bruin 47-yard line. It's not a total loss, but still not as good as another touchdown there for Weichel. So 1st and 10, Vikings, and Weichel bursts through the line of scrimmage. Another flag flies from the secondaries. He gets across the 35 to about the 34-yard line. Good carries. He made a change of direction at the line of scrimmage. Went right side. But flags quickly fly on the play. This is a personal foul, a face mask against St. Patrick St. Vincent.
Yeah, face mask there as they try to bring down Howard Weichel. And when you try to bring down Howard Weichel, that's going to tend to happen a lot as he's a very low to the ground player.
Right.
And player that, as hard as he runs, you want to try to grab him anywhere you can to bring him down. And that's going to happen occasionally as you try to bring down a player like that.
So Valley Christian on the penalty, on the face mask penalty, I think that's the 3rd or the 4th one now today against St. Patrick St. Vincent, once again find themselves in excellent field position. They'll bring Valdez into the game. It's a handoff to Weichel to the outside, across the 10 to about the 5-yard line before he's forced out of bounds. Valley. Oh, go ahead, Harold.
St. Patrick St. Vincent did a fairly decent job of stretching him to the outside, but Howard Weichel's just so fast, but by the time you get over there, he's already making his way up the field, and tough fought yards there as he's about 3 yards out of the end zone.
Well, that's what this Bruin defense is finding out, is if Weichel is given the space to get to the outside, he's already got yards on the carry before they have a chance to bring him down. And a perfect example of it there, as the Vikings now have 4 chances to punch it over from 3 yards out. 1st and goal, Vikings then. Well, Patty under center, tosses it to Weichel behind the blocking of O'Hare, turns the corner, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Howard Weichel, his 2nd of the day.
And Valley Christian there running the exact same plays they did before. Only this time it was closer to the end zone as Howard Weichel was able to get the ball and turn upfield to put his head down into the end zone. Great play and great blocking as the lineman was able to, as the pulling guards, especially if Valley Christian was able to get to the outside of that play there to get Howard Weichel into the end zone.
Yeah, and especially working from the short side of the field, too. Not a lot of space for that Bruin defense to operate. And O'Hare with some good blocks in front for Howard Weichel to get into the end zone. His 2nd touchdown of the day. Well, Patty to hold for Sam Marco. His extra point is up, and it is good. Valley Christian, with 5:49 to go in the 3rd quarter of play, leads St. Patrick St. Vincent 37-6.
And as we give you some more score updates here, as Amador Valley puts up a score on De La Salle, making it 33-17 as they try to close the gap there as the 3rd quarter comes to an end. And Berkeley and Encinal keeping the game close as they are now in the 4th quarter, as it is now Berkeley 7, Encinal 7 as well. John Stewart 21 over Deanza 0 end of the 3rd quarter. And still no score updates on the Salesian and St. Mary's games. As of right now, they have it up as 12-6 still.
Weichel's 14th touchdown of this 2012 season. And the Vikings ready to retake the field, and with 5:49 remaining, 3rd quarter of play. Yeah, if we get an update on that St. Mary's Salesian game, we'll be certain to pass it on as soon as it comes across the Twitter wire, if you like. So some last-second changes in personnel here. I don't think Valley Christian had 11 players on the field. Cal Perella, the last man on. And the Vikings ready to get back underway. It's Donita to the far side. Marcus Villalobos near side for this kickoff return. And it's Sam Marco to kick from the Viking 40-yard line. 37-6 to score then from Dante Magnani Field. And we're back underway. Short kick. And this time it will go out of bounds. So Marco shanks that one off to the left. And that's going to give the Bruins good field position here as they take over on offense.
And just a couple more updates here. As Los Lomas is up 21-17 in Capilano, a great game there. And another great game as California 34 is over San Ramon Valley 31 into the third quarter there.
Yeah, quite the game they got going on there in Danville tonight between local rivals California and San Ramon Valley. Always big-time rivalries in the East Bay Athletic League. Monte Vista, San Ramon Valley, and California, such close proximity, but rivalries as good as any in the Bay Area football scene. 5:49 to go then in the third quarter of play. And after a touchdown throw from Bustamante to Fagundes on their previous possession, the Bruins are looking for more. A little movement on the line of scrimmage there from Scanlon, but he gets away with it. Bustamante on the keeper up the middle at 40 to the outside 45, and he's upended over there by Clayton Carter, who makes the tackle. That's a good gain by Bustamante there on first down, and he'll move the chains.
Bustamante coming right at Clayton Carter with a full head of steam. Carter doing exactly what he was supposed to do, going low, and was able to upend Bustamante there on that tackle.
So Fagundes will come out, and he will be replaced by Vinny Trujillo at receiver for this play. So working from the far side hash mark, it's 1st and 10 Bruins then from their own 47-yard line. By now, a shuffle of players around the line of scrimmage as they send Bertuzzi and Trujillo out to wide receiver left side. Handoff to the outside, goes nowhere. I'll bring up second down as Eddie Brown, senior inspirational leader, gets his first carry of the day.
Valley Christian staying stout on the inside as their big man on the inside. They're able to get more of a push here on St. Patrick's St. Vincent, keeping them at bay in the backfield as they try to plunge it up the middle.
Oh, the Vikings clearly have the size advantage up front. And they've been able to have their way with this St. Patrick rushing attack, as we see right there. What a tackle. Logan McCone just wraps his arms right around Marcus Villalobos and brings him to the ground.
Just using pure strength on that play there. Bowled over the offensive guard of St. Patrick St. Vincent and just manhandled his way back into the backfield and wrapped up the running back immediately.
That front four for Valley Christian, Flynn, McCone, Rochin, and Scanlon are having an excellent game here tonight. 3rd down and 11 to go. Not the first time tonight the Bruins have stayed at 3rd and long. So Williams back in the game. He'll line up in the slot right side. 3 receivers set here for Bustamante. Roll out right side. Brown had some space out in the flat. Bustamante does his best to avoid tacklers, but he's brought down for a loss as Josh Quadara brings down the senior quarterback.
Great play by Quadara there as Bustamante was taking off defenders, but as he broke from one, here comes another one. They was just all over him in that play.
A lot of pressure on Bustamante there, and has done well making things happen, using his legs to get out of trouble, but nowhere to go that time, and Quadara brings him down for a loss of 2. It's 4th and 13, and Zach Cohn in to kick. Volpatti back at the 25. Yeah, I think this time he might let that one go. That takes an excellent St. Patrick St. Vincent bounce all the way down to the Viking 18. The Viking offense back out on the field.
Valley Christian, as they'll probably come on, you'll just see nothing different from them. They'll probably continue to run the ball as they try to run the clock out here as 3 minutes is left in the third quarter.
37-6 to score from Dante Magnani Field. And the Vikings very much in the driver's seat. So what had been an encouraging start to the drive for St. Patrick St. Vincent results in another punt. And the Vikings pin back well inside their own half of the field as they start this drive from their own 18-yard line. Valdez is a receiver out right side. Split backs behind Volpatti. Quick drop. Pass is tipped at the line of scrimmage and incomplete. He was looking for Dalrymple there right side on the quick route, but pass again deflected at line of scrimmage in the second down coming up.
We have some quick score updates. Berkeley and SNL still tied 7-7 as they're going to overtime right now. And on the Salesian and St. Mary's game, it's Salesian 20, St. Mary's 13.
Wow. So Salesian, Coach Nightingale in the Pride, just able to keep a touchdown difference over Kevin Flammer and the Panthers. 3:05 to go then, third quarter. And a second down coming up. Volpatti toss to Weichel. Big gaps opening up now for Weichel. Here he goes across the 25 to the outside 40. Foot race now down the sideline. Weichel, one man to beat to the 20. Can he get to the end zone? He is brought down just shy. Did he get it? He was tackled over there on the near side by Villalobos, who did well to give chase all the way down the sideline, and he drags down Weichel just shy. Is there a flag on the play? There is. There's one all the way back at the 30. The second time now in this half that Weichel has run for a long touchdown, and the play gets brought back. Let's see. Just heard one of the Viking coach, Rick Volpatti, say Weichel's had 130 yards called back already on penalties, just rushing the ball. This one thrown right back, not far past the original line of scrimmage.
You can see Howard Weichel's frustration on that one, as he has had a couple of big runs called back tonight that would have surely put him over their leading rusher from last year, Anthony Grant.
Yeah, 68 yards, I think, on the first one, and that one was 81 yards. But I think more importantly for the Vikings, though, they're starting to open up some big holes for their running backs at the moment. It's a pitch to Weichel, or to Preston Young, excuse me. Goes across the 20 to about the 21. To third down and about 8 to go.
And St. Patrick St. Vincent ready for that toss play there, as one of the linebackers on their team was able to shoot the A-gap there and get into the backfield and trip him up by his legs.
Yeah, I think probably not a bad idea to give Weichel a couple plays off here to catch his breath after all these callback touchdowns. But on the previous play, the carry from Weichel to the outside, huge gap opened up. And with his speed to get to the outside, it was really a foot race then. And to the credit of Villalobos, he had to give chase all the way down. Now they're going to drop back. 4 wide receiver set. Volpatti looking for his target. Demore Blackwell. Pass is incomplete. Perhaps slightly rushed there, as Volpatti not really under a lot of pressure. Blackwell on the out route, unable to reel it in. Good coverage there near side by number 33, Balbin Donita. So minute 43 to go, and the Vikings have a 4th and 7. They almost certainly will send on the punting unit. Back deep for St. Patrick St. Vincent will be Marcus Villalobos. So the Vikings to the line of scrimmage then. 4th down and 7. Minute 43. And Volpatti back at the 8. Now, movement on the line again. This is something we saw against St. Mary's last week. Problems on special teams. And it's a false start again. So something that came back to hurt the Vikings against the Panthers last week. And now a false start on that attempted punt on 4th down. We'll push him back 5 extra yards. So Volpatti now will kick from about his own 3-yard line or so, just in front of the end zone. Villalobos back at about midfield. Volpatti gets off the punt, and it's a good one. Returnable from Villalobos, came right off his chest. Ball's loose. Vikings, I think, have it. Oh, Villalobos was thinking already about taking off downfield. The ball came right off the numbers. The ball is recovered by who else? Howard Weichel. And just like that, a Bruins special team miscue gives the Vikings the ball back just shy of midfield.
Yeah, the returner there was right before the ball came into his chest. He looked downfield, and when he looked back up, the ball was already on the ground. Mishap by him, as Valley Christian is able to get the ball back.
We might be a long way from the field, but even Harold and I could see that Villalobos is already looking downfield before the ball was in his hands. 1st and 10 Vikings. Volpatti on the keeper across midfield to about the 45-yard line. It's a good carry on 1st down, and that will bring up a 2nd and about 4 to go.
And Volpatti, a hard person to bring down, as we was talking earlier to his father at the half. Volpatti comes in weighing 180 pounds at 5'11", so he's not a small kid, and he can bring a lot of pressure to him when he runs the ball.
Certainly can, and it's been one of the big differences in this game tonight. Ability of Volpatti to make things happen. Second down and about 5 to go. Flag on the play, and a false start penalty yet again against the Vikings.
And another quick score update there as they adjust the ball. Our good friend Carlos Ariara at Bishop O'Dowd is keeping us up to date here as O'Dowd's up 27-13 at the end of the third quarter on Castro Valley.
Yeah, I didn't get to see if Marolio was back for Bishop O'Dowd in that game or not. I know he'd been out. He'd had an injury, and then backup Kevin King had the concussion a couple weeks back. And the junior Hagmeyer had a good effort last week in the victory. Volpatti thought about the pitch back, and he's going to get wrapped up as the Bruin defense swarms all over him. 4 players bring him down. Leading the charge, Anthony Williams.
Great play by St. Vincent's defense. If you're going to bring down Volpatti or running like that, exactly how you have to do it, but have about 3 to 4 players on him and on him quick.
Yeah, perhaps for the first time, a little confusion as clock runs out at the end of the third quarter. 12 minutes of football remaining from Dante McNaney Field. As we go to the fourth, it's Valley Christian in the driver's seat. They lead this game 37-6.
Stay tuned for the PlayOnSports.com post-game show where we will select our player of the game as well as wrap up all the action from this ball game that's coming up following the game on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. And also, don't forget, Play On Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play On Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
He's Harold Mills. I'm Stephen Davies. James Davies is outside in the cold. Omar Lewis here in the booth behind the laptop. 37-6 the score then. Valley Christian with the lead. Definitely now as we move towards the end of this game, thoughts start to turn towards our player of the game. And a couple of usual suspects, but also perhaps a name we don't get to call too often. You'll have to stick around for our post-game show to find out who that player will be. Here we go on first down. Volpatti, big gap to the left side. Turning the corner to the 40. Oh, shoulder charges a player out of the way. Wow. Wesley Galloway took a big shot there from Volpatti. And just like you were talking, he's a big guy at 5'11", 180. And Wesley Galloway just found that out. Big run there on first down for Volpatti.
Yeah, great run by Volpatti as Galloway got to feel all 180 pounds of his body frame there. And that kind of got Volpatti kind of pumped up there as he jumped up and high-fiving his lineman there.
Big hits in this game from both teams. Physical contest, to say the least. Volpatti, handoff inside to Bam Adale, and he's got a head of speed underneath him there as he goes across the 30 to about the 28. You can imagine now with the Vikings enjoying a comfortable lead that we'll start to see some of the second team players come out. Bam Adale in the game. He's wearing number 35 for Valley Christian. Dalrymple and Valdez receivers. Valdez left. Dalrymple right as knife formation behind Vince Volpatti here. 11 minutes to go. Inside handoff to Bam Adale. He spins free to the 20 and down to about the 17. Good run by Nate there on that carry. Another first down for Valley Christian. And they're looking for more here on this drive.
Yeah, Bam Adale there showing that he can come in and get a couple of tough yards also, and how he can be another addition to this already potent rushing game that Valley Christian has.
Yeah, he came up for the lower late game. He made the road trip up Highway 29 earlier on in the season. He already has a touchdown to his name this year. Handoff again to Bam Adale. Big gap in front as he goes inside across the 10. Dragged down at about the 6 there. A couple of players, Galloway and Stephen Vera, combining on the stop. And a Bruin down here, slow to get up. It's big number 73, Max King.
Max King able to get up on that play there by Dowry, bringing another form of tough running in as him and A.J. Harris are pounding the pavement right now.
Yeah, some tired-looking guys on that defensive line for St. Patrick St. Vincent. Valley Christie wanted more short side of the field. Bamadale, the handoff to the outside. Maybe a yard gained on the carry. A second down coming up.
And it looks like they're going to keep feeding Bamadale the ball here all the way into the end zone as he's getting a tough yard, so he deserves to get into the end zone for a second time here tonight.
Yeah, and when you got fresh legs, too, I mean, you might as well. Bamadale coming into this game, just 3 carries for 21 yards and a score. He's already had 3 carries on just this possession alone. And I think you're right, Harold. This might be a good time to dial up number 35. It's a pitch to Bamadale. Inside, gets upended there. Good tackle. Lowering the blow was Joseph Tregle, bringing him down.
Tregle there on an excellent tackle there as Bamadale broke a defender's tackle and then jumped in the air, and right when he did that, was hit immediately.
Third down, and you wonder now, this is a good opportunity for Patty perhaps to drop back and throw his second touchdown of the evening. Certainly, his offensive line has played an outstanding game. And the protection of the quarterback's been a lot better than it's been against El Cerrito or St. Mary's, but we'll see what happens here. 2 receivers set, 1 each side. Play action. Volpatti with a lot of pressure, does well to evade it. Gets a block, comes back, fires into the end zone, throws it away. He was looking for Valdez there in the back of the end zone. A lot of stress there for Volpatti, but he almost made it happen then, Harold.
Yeah, used his legs and his ability to move outside of the pocket to run and took a pretty good hit there as he threw the ball into the back of the end zone, but great decision by Volpatti there.
So a 4th down coming up, and I think they're going to send on Marco here perhaps to attempt a field goal. So if we don't count the fake against St. Mary's, this would be the first field goal kick this season by Valley Christian. Yeah, it would be. So here's Marco now to attempt the first field goal. Let's see if they perhaps try another fake. We'll see. Volpatti to hold from the near side hash mark. Kick is up, and it is no good. Wide left. That's terrible luck there for Valley Christian as Marco got a good boot behind it, but just hooked it over the short upright they have here at Dante Magnani Field. Turnover then, thanks to the missed field goal. And St. Patrick St. Vincent have the ball with 8:36 remaining.
And that's great credit to St. Patrick St. Vincent's defense, keeping them out of the end zone. As Valley Christian was plunging the ball there and giving them tough competition there, but great job by them to keep them out of the end zone.
That was a 24-yard kick. It was missed. And because the field goal was missed, they'll move the ball up now to begin this drive at the Bruin 20. Quick take by Bustamante on the keeper. Maybe 3 or 4 yards gained in the second down coming up.
And surprisingly, Bustamante and them, well, you're not going to see too many passes at them. We know that they're a running team, but I would have thought that at this time of the game, you might want to try to air it out to some of the receivers and see what they can do downfield.
31-point differential here between the two teams. 37-6, Vikings lead. And you're right, why not have a chance going through the air here? It's Zach Cohn in the game at receiver. It's an end around to Williams, and he runs over Isaiah Harris for a couple of tough yards. I'll bring up a 3rd down and about 4 to go.
Great run there by the St. Patrick St. Vincent, but also great tackle there by Isaiah Harris.
3rd down and about 3 to go. Clock rolling here in the 4th quarter of play. 7:38 remaining. Play is shuffled to the line of scrimmage. Bustamante, a couple of fakes, keeps it himself, gets wrapped up, nowhere to go. Viking defense all over it. Scanlon in there on the tackle. Josh Kudara and Paul Aqua not far behind. And a 4th down. And most likely a kicking situation coming up for St. Patrick St. Vincent.
In great way of Valley Christian defense answering the call as they're able to get their offense back on the field immediately as a quick 3 and out.
Yeah, it was indeed. Cone on the field to kick. Back deep for Valley Christian is Clayton Carter. So Carter will have a chance now to return this punt. Cone does well at field a low snap. It gets off a good kick. This is going to be back into the Valley Christian half. Carter wisely lets it go. And the ball will be down at about the 33 by Tanner Bertuzzi. So, 6:38 to go then, fourth quarter play. Vikings back out on the field on offense, leading this game 37-6.
And some score updates here in the final. Alhambra is 24, wins the game, 24-7 on Dublin. And also some other score updates here we have for you. It's Concord is over Ignacio Valley, 38-12. Berkeley and Encinal still into OT of the football game there. So great game going there.
Yeah, and last week the Mount Eden game went 3 overtimes. That's a lot of bonus football, if you like. 1st and 10 Vikings, and from the 28, Volpatti on the keeper, nowhere going for him. He's wrapped up, and a tackle made over there by number 63, Julius Fernandez. But going back to those score updates, the Dublin game in particular, it's a tough loss for the Gales as their star running back, Andre Rudolph, he's done for the season. So both Dublin and Campolindo getting bad injury news this week. And Concord over Jamari Pope and Ignacio Valley. And that's a good way to make up for perhaps the upset of the season so far, as Northgate got themselves on the East Bay football map with that 28-20 victory last week. It's a pitch to Bamadali, and he gets leveled. Tremendous tackle over there far side by Cody Tarantino. He's fired up after the play.
Tarantino with a hit like that, getting his defense riled up as one wrapped up about the running back of Valley Christian, and the other one came and cleaned up after him. So great defensive play by St. Patrick St. Vincent.
Bamadali's a big guy, but Tarantino there lowering the shoulder and wrapping the arms around the midsection to bring the big fella down. Oh, no quit in this Bruin defense, that's for sure. 37-6 to score with 5:40 to go. Volpatti drops back, fires downfield, has a receiver open. Oh, making a tremendous grab. Did he make the catch? No, it went through his hands. Oh, diving was Jared Dalrymple. That would have been the catch of the day.
Definitely catch of the day, Dalrymple there. Down the sideline, stopped, jumped, came back for the ball, and kind of got possession of it, but as he was going down, lost possession again, slid, and dropped the ball.
I know we're a little far away, but could the ground have caused the ball to come out of his hands? Because it looked like as he was diving to the ground that he had it in his hands. And that's a shame for Dalrymple. He's already got a touchdown today. 16-yard pass from Volpatti back in the second quarter of play. So punting situation, then 4th and 12. Volpatti the kick, and he gets off a good one. Returnable, though, for Villalobos at his own 30. Trying to turn the corner. Gets the block to the 40. Trying to juke around Bamadali, which he does. Gets about 5 or 6 extra yards. And is brought down about the Bruin 47-yard line. Go ahead, Harold.
Valley Christian's defense coming back on the field. Looking to get their offense back on the field here. Valley Christian's defense been playing stout. Besides a few mistakes here and there with some penalties, but playing pretty stout all game. And what a way to get your team's morale back up after 2 tough losses that they had back-to-back.
We're starting to get some finals in now. Campolindo pull out a tough one, 24-21 over Las Lomas. Coach Kevin Macy and the rest of the Cougars, that will no doubt brighten their spirits after the loss of quarterback Brett Stevens. 1st and 10 then from the Bruin 49. Bustamante with time is looking downfield. Might be picked off, and it is by Clayton Carter. Carter gets wrestled down to the ground. And Bustamante was looking for Bertuzzi there in the open across the middle, but overthrew the pass considerably, and that's the easiest catch of the day for Clayton Carter.
Yeah, Clayton Carter in perfect position there. The ball was way overthrown and basically thrown right to Clayton Carter as he was the receiver. So great recognition by Clayton Carter to be in the right position at the right time.
Berkeley pulled it out in overtime over Encinal, 14-7. So it's becoming perhaps a season to forget for the Jets in the western half of the island of Alameda. De La Salle, of course, win 52-24 over the Amador Valley Dons. Here's Volpatti on the keeper in a big hole up front. Volpatti in a foot race now, and they won't catch him. Volpatti is in for the 3rd touchdown. 2 rushing, 1 throwing. And that's his 3rd rushing touchdown of the day.
Vince Volpatti having a really, really swell game here for his team, for Valley Christian, as he faked the handoff and everybody went in that direction I believe that was Harawaka. He faked it to, and Vallejo kept the ball himself and darted up the middle past the linebackers, past the secondary, and just outran the whole defense of St. Patrick St. Vincent for the touchdown for Valley Christian.
Wesley Galloway gave chase, but there's no way that he was going to be able to catch Vince Volpatti. 74 yards for the touchdown. Extra point attempt from Marco. That is up and it's good. And Valley Christian now with 4:24 remaining in this one are almost surely going to go to 5-2 and set up the crunch match next Friday night at Chabot College with Berean Christian.
And what a great game that's going to be there. I'm excited about that.
It's going to be epic. Valley Christian yet to defeat Berean. Perhaps easily played their worst game of the year last year, when a game we didn't cover on KBC Sports, but Valley Christian played at Akalani's for Berean's homecoming and folded like a card table. An ugly defeat, 35-6, as Garrett Anderson and Logan Lyle went berserk. The clock is rolling now with the 38-point lead, so this game should be over pretty quickly here, as Valley Christian have erased all possibilities of a Miracle Bruin comeback. 44-6 to score. Volpatti, a 1-yard touchdown run in the first quarter, 34-yard touchdown run in the second quarter. Threw a touchdown to Dalrymple, and now it takes one in from 74 yards out. Quite the day for number 17. And as his father, Rick, said, definitely feeling a lot more comfortable and a lot more confident, I would think, about playing the quarterback position here.
Yeah, definitely.
So Marco to kick off. This one will go out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. The Bruins will have ball about the 37, 38-yard line or so.
And looking into next week for Valley Christian, we are definitely in for an exciting one as Berean Christian. Not going to be highly favorable as they was last season, as Valley Christian this year might get their chance to finally defeat Berean Christian.
Yeah, let's go over those scores. In the meantime, 2:18 to go here. 1st and 10 Bruins. So it's a fake handoff. Bustamante fires downfield looking for a receiver, and it's overthrown and intercepted. Making the interception over there was Carter again. That's his second, and Carter now might have a chance to return. He's got a blocker in front of him, and he'll get wrestled down at about the 30-yard line. Flags fly. That must have been a horse collar there to bring him down.
Yeah, and it definitely was a horse collar. That was the only way that defender was going to bring Clayton Carter down, as he was headed to nothing but green pasture in front of him.
What a shame for Carter, because that was surely, with maybe one man to beat down that far sideline, would have been a touchdown. His second interception of this quarter with 1:35 to go. Now the officials will confer. They're going to say it's a pass interference against the defense. Wow. There was a second flag thrown right where the play concluded. Wow, well, we didn't see the pass is well overthrown again from Bustamante, but call goes in the favor of the Bruins, so they now have the ball in midfield. So 1:02 to go, clock still rolling, and perhaps 2 more chances for St. Patrick St. Vincent here before the end of the game. Try and get on the ball one more time. Bustamante rolls out right, fires, and through the hands of the receiver. Good coverage there near side by Isaiah Harris on Suiccio.
Yeah, Bustamante, all his passes pretty much tonight, except for that one out of the backfield to the running back. That great play in the first half has been overthrown. Has a strong arm, just not too much of an accurate throw.
Yeah, in 4 seasons, Valley Christian yet to defeat Berean. In 2009, they lost 42-13. In 2010, they lost 21-7. And then last year, they lost 35-6. And all 3 of those games going in, Valley Christian, I think, though the chances to defeat the Eagles were pretty good, but Will the fourth time be the charm? We shall see. In the meantime, time for one more play here. Bustamante wants to receive it downfield. Fires, has a man open. Pass is complete at the 5. Diving for the end zone and in for the touchdown is Ricky Fagundes, his second of the day. As time expires.
Yeah, I tell you what, you got to love it. That's Fagundes and Bustamante. They're not giving up. Last play of the game, threw it down the field. Homecoming night for them, able to put up another score in front of their home crowd for them. Great job offensively by them, and way to keep fighting for them.
Yeah, how about that? Wow. And you kind of wonder why the Bruins didn't do that all game long, why they did to wait till the final play of the game. But, well, Fagundes is in all kinds of space. Blown coverage at perhaps of Valley Christian, but credit to Bustamante rolling out right side and putting it all into the throw. Fagundes able to break a tackle down around the goal line. Unfortunately, it's too little too late, though, for St. Patrick St. Vincent, as Valley Christian get back to winning ways and improve to 5-2 as they defeat St. Patrick St. Vincent here at Dante Magnani Field, 44-12. We'll be back in just a moment to recap the scoring, and because of the distance and our proximity to the field, we won't be able to do a live interview, but we will choose a player of the game, then we'll run down the field and hopefully get a chance to interview that player. So stick around. We'll be right back with you on CIF North Coast.tv, part of the PlayOn Sports Network.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the PlayOn School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
And we are back with you live on CIF North Coast.tv. A victory for Valley Christian and over St. Patrick St. Vincent, 44-12. And our CIF North Coast.tv player of the game, 2 interceptions on the day, both in the fourth quarter of play. Clayton Carter is our CIF North Coast.tv player of the game. Harold, your thoughts?
Clayton Carter had an excellent game, defensively especially, coming up with 2 big interceptions in the game here. But this is just a great game for Valley Christian and for them to bounce back after those 2 tough losses last week, one particularly to St. Mary's last week, a game that they fought hard and came up on the short end. But this game tonight was all about them and getting back to their running game. Howard Weichel breaking the 1,000-yard mark tonight and a couple big runs from him. Valpatty with 3 touchdowns, 2 rushing, 1 passing. Just an all-around excellent performance, defensively and offensively, for the Valley Christian Vikings.
Yeah, Volpatty in particular, much more comfortable under center here for Valley Christian tonight. 3 rushing touchdowns from 1 yard out, 34 and 74, and also a passing touchdown, his first of the year, to Jared Dalrymple. But Carter, 2 interceptions, put the stamp on this game for Valley Christian, and he's a well-deserved CIF North Coast.tv player of the game. We'll go down to the field and have an interview with Clayton here, which you can catch on our highlight page, CIF North Coast.tv. You can see all the highlights from this game, as well as watch a full game replay of all the games we cover this weekend on CIF North Coast.tv. We'll be back with you in a week's time as we return to Chabot College for what should be one of the epic games of the year, as Valley Christian look to defeat Berean Christian for the first time. Can they do it next Friday night? We'll be there at 7 o'clock from Chabot College in Haywood. For Omar Lewis, James Davies, Harold Mills, my name's Stephen Davies. Thanks for joining us. We will see you in a week's time from Chabot College. We can't wait. We'll see you there. Good night for now.
We can
get a player up here. Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the PlayOn School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.